Alright, this is Jason McManaman, and this is the screen recording for assignment 4 in CS496. Today I'll be walking through the application that I built using Swift and Xcode to take advantage of the API I wrote last week for viewing and editing ingredients and recipes. So to get started, we'll just build the project and run it in the simulator for the iPhone 6s Plus. In this home screen, we have a couple options. We can view recipes or ingredients. So if we click View Recipes, we'll come to this page that performs a GET request and grabs all the recipes from the database and returns them in this list format. And we can also see in our terminal over here that it does return the data in the correct JSON format. And over here in the list, I've only chosen to display the name, but it does display correctly. So if we want to add a recipe, we can use this plus button, or if we want to go back to the home screen, we can use the back button, and it correctly returns us back to this screen. But let's go ahead and add a recipe. On this page, we can fill in this information and submit recipe, or optionally, we can click this square, and it'll bring us to the camera roll. This will allow the user to select a picture to add as their recipe. Let's just say we'll add this. And the name of the recipe, let's call it tomato and basil. Serving size 1 bowl. Let's say 300 calories. The ingredients are tomato and basil. And when we submit the recipe, it'll make a post request to the database, adding this recipe and return us to the home screen. There we go. So if we view recipes, we can now see that tomato and basil is part of our recipes, and we can go back home, and now we can look at ingredients. So if we click View Ingredients, we get taken to a similar page that performs a GET request and returns in JSON format all of the ingredients currently in our database, and then displays their name on the actual page for the phone. So let's see, we have basil, but I don't see tomato. So we can go ahead and use the plus button, and we can add a new ingredient, name it tomato. We'll say 1 tomato. And calories, I also will go ahead and explain for this one, you can hear me try and type letters, but this actually has a constraint for only allowing numbers. We're going to say there's 23 calories for a tomato. And when we hit submit ingredient, this will make another post request, adding the ingredient to our ingredient table and bring us back to the home screen. If we go to view ingredients, we see that tomato has successfully been added, and we can go back home. We can also take a look at the data store to make sure that when we refresh, it's successfully added our ingredient to the table. And it looks like it has. We have a tomato, the serving is 1, and it's 23 calories. So that's my app. I hope that was explanatory enough. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks.